Hello, geography students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your information regarding your maps for Eastern Europe and what would be Russia. So, as we go along here, you're going to need your maps and maybe even your handout that has some of the names of some of these different countries and capitals so that you can spell them correctly. So we're going to start on the left-hand side, kind of work our way to the right side. Here we go. We're going to start with the country of the Czech Republic, and I'm going to abbreviate Republic here. Its capital is Prague. Next on the list, we have Slovakia. This is the orange country. Its capital is Bratislava. Below that, we have the country of Hungary. Its capital is Budapest. Then we're going to come over here to this kind of pinkish color country. This is Slovenia, and its capital is Ljubljana. Kind of a strange name. This next country, which kind of looks like a Pac Man, but kind of purplish, this is Croatia. Its capital is Zagreb. This green country here has a long name. It's Bosnia Herzegovina, and its capital is Sarajevo. Below that, this orange country, this is Montenegro. Its capital is, oops, we'll move this back here. There we go. Its capital is Podgorica. Below that, we have this green country. This is Kosovo. Its capital is Pristina. This yellow nation right here, a little bigger, is Albania. Its capital is Tirana. This red country right here, this is Macedonia. Its capital is Skopje. This orange or purple country right here, this is Bulgaria. Its capital is Sofia. The much larger country right here, this very big country, this is Romania. Its capital is Bucharest. This yellow country is Serbia, and its capital is Belgrade. And finally, up at the top, the large red country, this is Poland. Its capital is Warsaw. So we're going to go through and name some rivers here. We have the Oder River, which is in Poland. We have a very small lake, Lake Balaton. Then we have the Danube River, which we labeled when we talked a little bit about Western Europe. It's a pretty long river, and hence it kind of goes into this section here. And then we have the Vistula River that is also in Poland. It kind of has its mouth up here closer to the Baltic Sea. All right, let's talk about mountains. So we have the Sudic Mountains, which are kind of forming a border of the Czech Republic. We have the Dinaric Alps and the Pindus Mountains down in Greece. And we got Mount Musia, Sela. There we go. We have Rhodope Mountains, the Balkan Mountains, the ever scary sounding Transylvania Alps, which are probably not that scary, and then the Carpathian Alps. Bodies of water. We have the Adriatic Sea and then the Aegean Sea. And we have this little inlet here called the Dardanelles. And in between the Dardanelles, we have what is known as the Sea of Marmara. And then there is another inlet. This is basically the Bosporus. And then we have the Black Sea. This little channel of water, all these different things that we've labeled, uh, is an area where over the years, different nations have fought over it. We had a war in the 19th century known as the Crimean War, and really even during World War One and World War Two. This is a very important body of water when we talk about having access to Russia and Ukraine and so forth. Up at the very top, we have the Baltic Sea. All right. We're going to label some of our countries here that are near Russia. Now, want you to take note. There's some areas right down here. At a later date, we're going to talk about these countries, but we're going to focus on the ones that kind of border Eastern Europe and Russia, and then these smaller nations here we'll talk about at a later date. So, up at the top here, we have the small country of Estonia, and its capital is Tallinn. Next to that, we have the country of Latvia. Its capital is, oops, we're going to lose it here, so I'm going to put it underneath Riga. And then we have the country of Lithuania. Its capital is, oh, we'll put this right there, is Vilnius. Okay. Then right here we have Belarus, and its capital is Minsk. And then we have this much larger country, which you've heard a lot about in the last year. This is Ukraine, and its capital is Kiev. Then we have the country of Moldova, and its capital is Chisinau. And then finally, probably a very well known country, Russia, because it's so huge, and its capital is Moscow. All right, we're going to flip the page here and talk a little bit about mountains. We have the Ural Mountains, which a lot of people say this is the defining border between Europe over here on this side on the west and Asia on the east. Then we have further down, we have the Caucasus Mountains, and then we have Mount Elbrus. This is the tallest peak in what would be Russia. All right, rivers. Okay, we've got a funny sounding river here. We got the Dnieper River, and then we've got the Volga River, which is one of the longer ones in Europe, and then we've got the Ural River, not very far from the Ural Mountains and probably having its source up in the mountains. All right, bodies of water. We have the Arctic Ocean, the Baltic Sea, the Black Sea. We have this inland sea known as the Caspian Sea, which, just so you know, there's a lot of oil reserves around this body of water, and over the years, this sea has actually shrank in size. And then finally, way up at the north, near Siberia, we have the Barents Sea. And I believe that is all we have. So thank you very much. Hopefully, you have everything that you need.